guys, Trev here for Farm Learning. That's what we've decided on. And about 1.5 years ago, I did some research on what's called mason bees. And they look a lot like honeybees and they act a lot like honeybees, but they don't make honey. But they're great pollinators. And we know that the bee population is going down. So I talked to Tucker, my son, about it. And I said, hey, why don't we build some habitats for mason bees around the garden? And he was all up on that for like 2 days, and then that interest fell. But anyway, today we went to Walmart, which is a whole new video by itself. It should be. What an adventure. But anyway, they had these mason bee housing. Well, it says bee and insect habitat, and basically it just looks like a birdhouse with these little cardboard tubes in it that these mason bees can build in and lay their eggs. And then next spring they come out and you clean the tubes out, and when they hatch they can pollinate the garden. And I'll show you the garden here in just a minute, but today we're going to hang in this on this apple tree up and under, so it's protected good from the elements. And I don't know if you can see it, I'll get a better shot, but don't worry about it hurting the tree. This tree actually grew around a hoe that was off the handle hanging around a limb. It swallowed it up, so one little screw is not going to kill the tree. So I'm going to go get the drill and a screw, and we'll pop this thing up, take a closer look at it, the hoe and the garden. So stick around. Now it doesn't really say how high to mount these things, but this tree has a pretty flat spot here, and I'm thinking put it about face high. That way they're right in your face every time you come through this area. I don't know, we'll try it. If it is annoying, we can always move it. It's no big deal. I'm watching some birds fight just beyond the camera. But I'm gonna put it, let's say they're right here, and we'll see how it works. First, let me show you a close up. You can see bee and insect habitat. Now, what that probably means, there'll be nothing but sweat bees built in here, and so when we're gathering and working in the garden and weeding and stuff, we'll be eat up with sweat bees. So this will be worth every dollar. But it just gives you tips on what they pollinate, tips on mason bees in general, what you should know about mason bees. So anyway, peel the little label off and stick her to the tree. Piece of cake, right? Now you may have noticed I moved it from where I said. That spot there is actually more flat, so it supports it more, and it's up the hill from the garden, so maybe if it is an issue with them flying in and out, they'll be on the opposite side of the tree instead of buzzing straight to the garden through your face. So let's take a closer look at it. Alright, like I was saying, it's basically a birdhouse, but instead of a front with a hole, you have all these little cardboard tubes. And my understanding is the bee will go into one, lay an egg, create a chamber from mud, and then lay another egg and fill the tube up. And then in the spring, when it warms up, those eggs will hatch. They will eat their way through the mud and then go to work on the garden here. So they should be in heaven. Here's that hoe I was telling you about. It came off the handle, and Dad just hung it around the limb that was there, and everybody kind of forgot about it, and the tree just swallowed it up. Nature's amazing. So again, that little screw, I'm not worried about it doing damage on the tree. But so some of you, I talked a little bit about the mason bees. Just wanted to give you some more details as I'm baking in the sun. You may hear thunder off in the distance. Summer is here, I think. Anyway, the mason bee, again, it looks a lot like a honeybee, kind of the way a carpenter bee looks like a bumblebee. But they don't live in hives, they don't have a queen, there's no colony, there's no honey. But they pollinate just like a honeybee does by going from one plant to another and cross-pollination. So I'm thinking it's going to be good. Obviously, I would love to be able to get into honeybees, and maybe this was as an introduction to that. We'll see how this goes. Also, I like that they don't really sting. It's kind of like a honeybee. You pretty much have to have one in your hand squeezing it before it will sting you, because it knows if it stings you, that's all it's got. So again, I'll keep you posted. I'm not sure when they build. We may be too late. It's right now Memorial Day weekend, so I may be too late, or we may have it just right for them to start going in and housing there and laying their eggs. We'll see. So I'm interested to see how it goes, and if the garden does extremely well this year, I'm taking all the credit for it, me and my mason bees. So I'll see you next time. Buzz, buzz.